This Buick Rendezvous.
GM let her pick her favorite color and interior. To Christy, it rides.
Live from the CBS 2 Information Network, this is breaking news.
Good morning, Michael Pomeranz along with Lisa Hill. Some breaking news to report. You're looking at a live picture of the World Trade Center where we have just received word that a plane apparently has crashed into the tower, one of the two towers. At this point, we don't have further information regarding the type of plane, the extent of injuries. Obviously, it looks quite severe. We don't know about the people who may have been in the building or in that plane as well. We have several crews on their way to the scene right now.
Right, Marcella Palmer, who's with us at CBS 2 News this morning, every morning, is on her way literally right now. And as soon as she gets set up, we're going to go to her live and get some information. Actually, we understand she's on the telephone. Marcella, what can you tell us?
Yeah, we're right here. We're trying to get away.
Oh, our signal just went out. Okay. You're looking live, folks, tuning in to what has apparently happened. A plane has crashed into one of the World Trade Towers. We're not sure if that's building number 1 or 2, but obviously a lot of black smoke. We don't know what size plane that was, whether it was a Cessna, a Piper, or even larger. Here's a close-up view as one of our Metro cams zooms in on the actual scene. You can see that plane has definitely affected multiple floors, at least 1, 2, possibly 3 floors, and further. Apparently there's smoke on the right side of the building as well as on the back side. Now we're again trying to get in contact with Marcella Palmer. We're sending numerous crews to this story. This is a major, major story that is happening live right
You're
now.
looking at it for the first time, as are we, so bear with us as we try to piece together exactly what's happened. Again, these are reports that we're getting now that a plane is in fact what had crashed into the World Trade Center. We, from what we see, can't really imagine it being much else, but these are, again, only reports as you look live at the scene.
Michael, our producer, is just telling me that we understand it's possibly a 737 jet that has crashed into tower number 1 of the World Trade Center building. Possibly a 737 jet that just crashed into tower number 1 of the World Trade Center. We understand. Go ahead.
We're just hearing now that the debris obviously falling to the streets below. We're gathering some information. Folks familiar with the financial district know how congested it is down there, how tight the streets are, how narrow the area to navigate is for drivers as well as for pedestrians. So quite a scene down there right now toward the financial district. Again, you said Tower 1?
Yes, Tower number 1, World Trade Center Tower number 1. Obviously the upper floors there. We're not sure where that plane was originating from. We're not sure if it was trying to land, which airport. Of course, we're working on that. You still see some fire, fresh fire from another part of the building there as we zoom in on our cameras there.
We have Marcella Palmer now joining us with a little bit more information. Marcella, where are you and what can you tell us? Marcella, you there? Okay, apparently we're still trying to establish connection with Marcella Palmer as she works the scene. You can hear in the background there, though, some of the chaos is, as you would imagine, would be going on in that area. Heavy area for commuters, heavy area for commerce.
And not to mention the thousands of people who work at the World Trade Center. I'm sure it's sheer chaos there. We're unsure how many passengers were on that plane, how many people are affected at the building. As you said, Michael, debris was seen falling to the street below, which makes sense considering that a possible 737 jet may have crashed into World Trade Center Tower number 1. This just happened, folks. You're looking live at our cameras at the billowing black smoke from multiple floors. We understand, I'm sure, rescue crews, the mayor, everybody's on their way down there to find out more details on this. And we're placing as many calls as we can to find out more details. And, of course, we're going to stay on the story and bring you the details as soon as we get them.
Taking a look right now, if we could, just from the Associated Press, they're coming across with bulletins now confirming that it was a plane that has crashed into the World Trade Center. Again, this is according to the Associated Press as we gather our own people down there at the scene, taking a look at what's going on in front of you. You're seeing it, folks, for the very first time, as are we. A reminder that what we're able to see from our fixed-mounted cameras at points all across the city are just what you're seeing right there, that apparently, from the reports, again, by the Associated Press and from what you're seeing, that a plane, possibly a 737 jet, hit Tower 1 of the World Trade Center in the financial district. Reports that debris falling to the ground. And that's where we are with the story right now as we continue to effort some more information for you. We have Marcella Palmer working the scene. You heard just a moment ago, and we were unable to establish clear connection with her, but you were probably able to hear through her cell phone that there's quite a bit of commotion.
Sure, sure. And we have Chopper 2 on the way as well. Jim Smith is flying there as we speak to try to get a closer look and to see what else is going on there. You can imagine the entire buildings, all of World Trade Center is being evacuated immediately, and as well as the area around there. So traffic, as you mentioned, Michael, of course, is going to be chaotic for the rest of the day, no doubt. Again, folks, we're looking live at an unbelievable scene, an absolutely unbelievable scene, harkening back to the bombing, of course. This is not a bomb. We understand that a plane, an actual airplane, has crashed into the World Trade Center, Tower number 1, building number 1. As you look at an eerie shot there of the Empire State Building to your right and the World Trade Center to the back, with the black smoke billowing out of the top stories of the World Trade Center, Tower number 1.
Quite a sizable hole, as is quite apparent there. Unable at this point to see any pieces of plane or anything that would indicate to us that it was in fact a plane. Again, we are going on reports, and clearly up at that level, it's hard to imagine it could be anything else at all. The reports of the debris falling to the ground. We have working hard right now to talk with the FAA,
right,
the Port Authority, to get any information to you as far as what plane, what type of plane, who's involved, how many people in the building. Marcella Palmer working it from the ground.
It obviously, though, Michael, is a large plane, if indeed it was. I mean, that's what we're getting confirmation on that, because you can look and see how many sides of this building were damaged, and the smoke is amazing. Looks like, apparently, at least 3 sides, if not all 4 sides of the World Trade Center building have been damaged by this collision. Unbelievable scene, folks. I'm sure they're bringing back memories of about, 1990 World Trade Center bombing. We're getting somebody. We have somebody on the phone. We're working on it. Okay.
Our information center is now working on contacting somebody on the phone. We don't want to add any more confusion to the mix. However, we are under the advisement now that CNN has spoken to who they believe was a witness who has told them that it was a twin-engine plane that perhaps hit the World Trade Center. It's a witness report only. I want to emphasize that. That's the story that CNN is able to help us compile at this point. But as you can see, a very, very fresh and horrible scene as the smoke just billows from the top section of the Tower 1 of the World Trade Center.
110-story building is what Tower 1 is, and you can see it's obviously on the upper levels of Tower 1. We're trying to effort information, folks. This just happened. Again, as Michael just mentioned, CNN is quoting a witness who says that he or she saw a twin-engine plane flying right into the Trade Center. Unfortunately, we do not know at this point where that twin-engine plane or where that airplane, we're not sure if it's twin-engine, 737, may have originated from, where it was heading, which of our 3 airports. Obviously, this is going to affect airport traffic as well, as the entire city comes to a standstill right now as we look live at an apparent plane that has crashed into the World Trade Center.
We're giving you every possible angle that we can come up with as we have fixed cameras all across the city, taking a live look. We're looking at it along with you for the very first time, the heavy black smoke pouring from the top of this building. Reports now that a plane of some type has impacted the World Trade Center. Crews always on the way, working as hard as we can now to get you more information.
All right, we're jotting down notes as we get them. Do we have that person ready? Okay. We're efforting, folks. What I'm talking to my producers as well is trying to get information. As we're efforting information, we're trying to reach witnesses who may be there live at the scene and able to give us a first-hand account. Witnesses, we do understand from the Associated Press, reported hearing a huge explosion. Also more eyewitnesses saying they saw a small commuter plane crash into the building. So we're getting 2 accounts there, Michael, from witnesses, according to the Associated Press, who saw a small plane. So perhaps that's indeed what it was. It doesn't matter. The extensive damage has been done. Not sure, again, of any injuries, albeit there have got to be several, obviously, from looking at this. We're trying to get that again. Marcella Palmer on her way. Talked with her by cell phone. Unfortunately, her cell phone got disconnected. Go ahead.
We're just saying that we're now getting reports from the Associated Press that witnesses reported hearing and seeing that huge explosion, heavy smoke, as you see there, billowing from the top, and several witness accounts now kind of siding with the CNN version of the story that it was a twin-engine plane. Not to say that we know for certain. We don't want to make any assumptions, especially this early on, as you take a look at it along with us as we're piecing together the information for you as it's developing. Understand right now, though, we do have somebody joining us on the phone.
Yes, Paul Schwinger is on the phone live to tell us what he saw. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
Go ahead, take it away. Where were you and what did you see?
Well, I was in my apartment pretty much right under the flight path of this plane in the village. and I heard this really, really loud noise.